Afternoon tea in Vancouver isn't just tea and scones. It's Victorian heritage houses, Parisian patisseries, elegant lounges, and floral garden party fantasies. Today, I'm taking you inside 4 of the city's most enchanting tea experiences: Patisserie Fur Elise, Laduree, Bacchus, and Jade. Which one delivers the most magical experience? Let's find out. This is your afternoon tea guide to Vancouver. Tucked inside a restored Victorian heritage home on a quiet side street at the edge of Vancouver's trendy Yaletown neighborhood is Patisserie Fur Elise. This 2-story pastel-toned tea salon is all chandeliers, floral teacups, and Parisian charm, a quiet, peaceful escape from busy downtown Vancouver. Inspired by classic French patisseries, the downstairs salon offers a mix of candy-colored macarons, sweet treats, and small gifts. Upstairs, you can find a cozy Parisian-inspired tea house. It's small but beautifully decorated with floor-to-ceiling wallpaper, cushy upholstered chairs, and decorative drapes. Afternoon tea is an experience that's as much about the setting as it is about the food, and you can tell Fur Elise has taken a lot of care in creating a lovely atmosphere. The tea list is just as thoughtful, with floral blends like China Rose, updated classics like Blue Earl Grey, and a number of caffeine-free options as well. A fun touch, they give you a pink hourglass timer so you can steep the perfect cup at your table. Afternoon tea here is $49 per person, and it comes with all the classics, a selection of savory bites, scones, delicate pastries, and your choice of loose leaf tea. On the savory side, they have classic cucumber sandwiches, smoked salmon mousse cones, and prosciutto and brie croissants. Each piece is small but beautifully presented. On the sweet side, they have ruby chocolate-dipped madeleines, caramel cream puffs, mini fruit tarts, and their signature macarons. I really like the overall aesthetic of Fur Elise, and each time I've been here for tea, it's never been very crowded. I enjoyed most of the sweets and savories. I do judge an afternoon tea by its scones, however, and I really wasn't a fan of these. The cream and jam portions were also surprisingly small. At $49, though, it's one of the most affordable afternoon teas in Vancouver, so if you're on a budget, this is a great option. And if you're looking for a charming and picture-perfect afternoon tea in Vancouver, Fur Elise definitely delivers. Imagine finding a slice of Paris in the heart of downtown Vancouver. That's exactly what awaits you at Ladurée on Robson Street. From the moment you see its pastel storefront and elegant macaron displays, it feels like stepping into a Parisian dream. I host afternoon tea parties at home, and I've been to this Ladurée location a few times to pick up macarons, which is what they're known for. The front of the store is filled with pastel-colored decadent treats. From candy-coated Eugenies to raspberry and rose isbahans and macaron cakes, Ladurée is the epitome of an indulgent French patisserie in the best way possible. It's a feast for the eyes and offers an instant escape from the bustle of Robson Street. Hidden in the back is a petite tea salon, all soft pastels and ornate teaware, offering an intimate and refined escape. I recently came here for afternoon tea on my birthday and was pleasantly surprised. Afternoon tea is $75 per person. It begins with your choice of loose leaf tea, from floral blends like their rose tea to delicate blends of Chinese black and green teas, as well as classic favorites like Earl Grey. They also offer a number of curated cocktails, as well as champagne and wine. The food selection is petite, but curated. You get an assortment of 6 small savory bites, madeleines in place of scones, and the choice of 2 Eugenies or macarons, or one of each, which is what I went for. All of it was beautifully presented and equally as delicious. You also get a choice of one of the many small cakes they offer. I went with the raspberry and rose isbahan, which is a bit like a giant macaron. I found the rest of the tea service so filling, though, that I opted to take it home with me instead, which was a nice treat later on. Overall, this afternoon tea is less about abundance and more about artistry. It's beautifully plated, refined, and indulgent in just the right way. It is a bit pricey, but it's perfect for a serene afternoon after shopping, a special occasion, or simply when you want a little bit of Paris in Vancouver. Our next stop is Bacchus, nestled in the Wedgewood Hotel and Spa across from Robson Square. This cozy, moody lounge offers an equally elegant experience with a totally different vibe. Bacchus offers seasonal-themed afternoon tea seatings. This is their summer afternoon royal tea, which is available weekends through September 28th. Bacchus Lounge is intimate, elegant, and timeless. With velvet drapes, dark wood, and a marble fireplace, it feels like an old-world salon in the heart of Vancouver. By day, it's sunlit and refined. By night, it glows with candlelight and live piano. It's intimate yet opulent, a dining room that invites you to linger over cocktails, dinner, or afternoon tea in sheer gilded elegance. For $75 per person, guests are treated to a 2-hour tea experience in their elegant dining room. They offer seatings at 2:30 or 3 p.m., and I recommend booking in advance. You'll also need to offer credit card details up front when booking online. The tea options feature blends from tea leaves, which they present to you up front in a lovely sampling box so you can see which tea you might prefer, which was a really nice touch. They had a variety of options from lemon verbena, lavender Earl Grey, organic jasmine, wild strawberry, and peppermint, each offering a unique aroma and flavor to suit every mood. You can also elevate your experience with champagne or a sparkling cocktail, and they have one of my favorite tea companion cocktails, Cure Royale. At Bacchus, the summer royal tea is a refined seasonal celebration where delicate finger sandwiches and artfully crafted pastries come together in timeless elegance. Though I wasn't in love with their scones, which I believe were poppy seed and cheddar bacon, their sandwiches were quite good, in particular the mozzarella tomato. I really enjoyed their selection of pastries, and they were some of the most colorful and beautifully presented of the afternoon teas that I've been to. This was my second afternoon tea at Bacchus, and this seasonal theme was a standout. It is expensive, but the ambiance was lovely and the service was fantastic. Our final afternoon tea for the summer is Notch 8's Garden Party Afternoon Tea at the Fairmont Hotel Vancouver. This is also a seasonal themed tea, and the 4th time that I've been to Notch 8 for afternoon tea. Their garden party tea ends soon, on September 21st, and I do recommend booking in advance. If you're watching this the week I've posted, you may still have time to book it. Tea is served Thursday through Sunday, with seatings at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. Their tea room is a small, intimate space hidden in the back of the restaurant. You enter through a hidden bookcase door, which is magical on its own, but they've really outdone themselves this time. You step into a wonderland of flowers from floor to ceiling, with cascading blossoms hanging from an ornate ceiling. I think the only thing I love more than a floral wall is a floral ceiling, so this was right up my alley. Each time that I've been to Notch 8, they've had a different theme, and this was by far my favorite over the years. They even have a little throne set up for the perfect Instagram moment. Their tea set was also on point. They have their own beautiful Fairmont branded china, which is a fancy touch. They have a vibrant mix of teas, from Grand Bazaar spiced chai to Long Island strawberry, alongside the classics, English breakfast and lavender Earl Grey. If you're in the mood for something beyond tea, there's a nice selection of cocktails to choose from, like the Earl Grey vodka Field of Greens, or the enticingly named Dragon's Bloom. Not to mention Prosecco, sparkling rosé, and a solid wine list. Afternoon tea is $75 per person, and this tea service was probably my favorite. They win on their scones alone, with a classic buttermilk and lavender honey, both of which were absolutely perfect, fresh, and buttery. They had a nice mix of savories, from traditional coronation chicken sandwiches to the classic deviled egg. And their sweets were delicious and adorable. The standouts for me were the lemon curd blueberry almond tea cake and the cherry bakewell cookie. Overall, Notch 8 is still probably one of my favorite afternoon teas in Vancouver, but as beautiful as it was, I was really disappointed with the service this time. They took at least 20 to 25 minutes from the time we sat down to take our tea order, and because seatings are limited, this really set us back. They booked tea seatings back to back, which allows you less than 2 hours. This was the first tea experience where I didn't have time to finish everything before they told us that we needed to leave. I think at this price point, they need to either offer you more time or have sufficient wait staff so you don't sit around waiting for service. I would still recommend it, but be aware that you will have limited time. From Victorian heritage charm to Parisian elegance, luxe hotel glamour to garden party fantasies, Vancouver's afternoon tea scene really has it all. Subscribe for more afternoon tea reviews like this. I'll be reviewing more Vancouver options in the coming months. What's your favorite afternoon tea in Vancouver? Let me know in the comments below.